By now, you're probably sick of hearing about AI. It's on every podcast, every blog, every news channel is talking about AI. Some of the predictions are pessimistic, some are optimistic, but in this video, I'm going to take a very contrarian look at AI, and I'm going to tell you about where I think the true opportunities lie in the next 10 to 20, 50 years. The first thing we need to do is we need to take a look at history. This has happened many times before, maybe not quite to the power of artificial intelligence, but the fact is that certain industries have become democratized over and over and over again. As technology grows in any industry, in any platform, what happens is it's easier and easier for regular people to have access to the products and services that the technology itself democratizes. So I guess Amazon is a really good example. Right, 20 years ago, getting such a huge array of products was a chore. It was difficult, and now every single person in the country, most people across the world, have access to anything that they need with one click. So what that does is it ratchets the prices down because the scale of selling these products is a lot bigger, and it also makes the access to these products broader for everybody. Now you don't have to necessarily be wealthy to have access to the things that wealthy people used to have access to. And this is true for everything, right? This is true for cars. More expensive cars aren't better cars. They're just weirder cars. They're more of a status symbol than an actual tool to get you around. A Toyota Corolla, in many cases, is like a way better car than a Ferrari. It just doesn't show the same signals. The same is true with watches. Anybody can get a watch now for 20 bucks probably. And that watch does just as good a job as a Rolex, but the Rolex is more expensive. And so why is that? Well, we've already talked about the access to these products and how the technology makes access more available to everybody. But we haven't yet talked about artistry. We haven't yet talked about how when things become more available to people, what makes it less available, what makes it more exclusive is the artistry involved. There's only a few people in the world that can make a watch like a Rolex. There's only a few people in the world that can cook the kind of meals that, maybe like a super rich person like a Jeff Bezos would have access to, and a personal chef that could come in and book out a whole restaurant just for them, right? So the food isn't necessarily any better. The experience is better. The artistry is better. The status symbols are better. And I think what is really happening with AI is that the personalization of content, the personalization of experience is going to become an artistry. I'll tell you when this realization dawned on me. My wife is a personal fitness trainer. She's been a Pilates instructor for years. She's always been very much into fitness. And recently, in our new neighborhood in Colorado, she decided to build a group of young moms who want to get back into their fitness. And what happened was that people instantly responded because the first thing that these group of moms would say to each other is like, oh my gosh, wow, it would be so great to meet by the lake, to get together in person, to share relationships. The personalization of shared community, of fitness, of shared suffering, we might even call it, is what is actually valuable. The skill, the opportunity in this case is for my wife to become the facilitator of the experience. The access to the information is democratized. Anybody can get all the information that my wife can give to these young moms anywhere. There's hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of online fitness communities. There's gyms around every corner. There's yoga studios and Pilates studios and personal fitness trainers. The access to the actual information is everywhere. You don't have to be part of a richer demographic to have access to some of these things like you would have had to maybe 50 years ago. But what now is valuable is the personalization of the experience. And I believe that AI is going to compound the value of the personalization. Okay, so what exactly does that mean for you? What it means is that community is going to become a luxury item. Your online community is going to become what people actually pay for. So of course the media and the content and the entertainment, that's not going to go anywhere. Even if we get to the point where AI is basically creating 90% of the content out there, all that's going to do is actually democratize the content, and it's going to make the personalized content even more valuable. People are going to seek that out even more because it's more rare. So the content aside, the product that the content is going to be promoting, is going to be selling, needs to be even more personalized than ever before. It needs to be about the one-on-one relationship you're creating with your customer, the one-on-one relationships that you are creating with your groups and the dynamic of the group. It's going to be about the shared experience within the community, and maybe, this is a crazy thing to say in 2023, but in-person events and in-person meetups are going to be like the most valuable service and the most valuable product that we can create within our community, because that truly is the exclusivity. Since it's so easy to crank out generic content, the person who is willing to step up, who is willing to lead, and who is willing to be the facilitator to bring people together, I believe is going to have a huge, huge opportunity in a world where content and media is now democratized, just like everything else has become democratized over the last century. Thank you so much for watching this video. I always appreciate your attention. Please like the video, leave a comment, let me know if you have any more questions or any more ideas or insights that have bounced off your brain after watching this, and I will talk to you guys next week. Peace.